We are going to talk about the steps for long division. The steps can be remembered by the letters D, M, S, B, R, C. These letters stand for the steps: divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, remainder, check your work. We can remember these steps with the saying, "Does McDonald's sell burgers around the clock?" So now I'm going to move my letters off to the side so I can check off my steps as I complete them, and let's get started. Let's do the problem 537 divided by 2. Now our first step is to divide. So I'm going to ask myself, how many times does 2 go into 5, my first value? 2 goes into 5 2 times. There's my divide. Then I multiply. I multiply my factors that are outside. 2 times 2 equals 4. There's multiply. I see that I have 5 and 4 stacked very nicely on top of each other, like they're ready for subtraction. 5 minus 4 equals 1. Then I'm going to bring down my next number. I only work one number at a time when I do long division. So I'm going to bring down my 3. The next step is remainder. So I ask myself, can 13 be my remainder? Remember, we talked about the fact that the remainder cannot be bigger than the number we're dividing by. So 13 is bigger than 2, so it cannot be my remainder, which means I have to go back to the beginning and start the steps over. 13 divided by 2. 2 goes into 13 6 times. There's my divide. 6 times 2 is 12. There's multiply. There's 13 and 12 stacked up nicely. 13 minus 12 is 1. And then I have to bring down my next number, 7. I have to ask myself, can 17 be my remainder? The answer is no. So again, I start over. 2 goes into 17 8 times. That's my divide. 8 times 2 is 16. There's multiply. Let's move this up a little bit. My next step is subtract. Do I have anything left to bring down? That answer is no. So now I can move on to my remainder. Can 1 be my remainder? The answer is yes. So up here I write remainder 1. So my last step is to check. I have to multiply 268 times 2. 8 times 2 equals 16. 6 times 2 equals 12, plus 1 is 13. 2 times 2 equals 4, plus 1 is 5. Now I know what you're thinking. These numbers don't match, but we can't forget about our remainder 1 here. We have to add that remainder to get 537. If this number and this number match, then you have correctly done the steps for long division. Congratulations.